Hello everybody, Peter the Book Lover here. Thank you for clicking on my channel. I am a YouTuber to where I talk about books and movies. I have a great time doing it. Hopefully you'll have a good time being here as well. And in this video I'm going to talk about this book right here. This is the greatest Joker stories ever told. So we're going to talk about it. This is my cat Layla. I want to welcome you to the video. She wants to welcome you as well. Now, if you like the video, please hit the like button and let me know what you think in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. So, I'm going to talk about this book right here. Right now, I'm doing a Read What You Own challenge. This is book number 24 that I've read for this challenge. This is to where you read 100 books from your book collection before you buy any more. And I think it's a really great idea. I'm really enjoying doing this challenge. It's taking me a while, but I'm having a good time doing it. And we're going to talk about this book right here. The greatest Joker stories ever told. Now, this is a collection of about 20 comic books. And they came out from 1940 to about 1980. And it's a bunch of stories, all containing the Joker. Most of them contain Batman. There's like one that really doesn't have Batman or Robin in it. Robin's in most of them, but there's a couple without Robin as well. And this has a bunch of different artists. Too many artists to list, man. There's many artists that have worked on Batman over the years. The first one, Bob Kane, is was the beginning artist. So he is one of the original creators of Batman. But yeah, this is a collection of comic books, and it's pretty interesting. Now, the first thing that you're going to talk about when you talk about comic books or graphic novels is the artwork. And an interesting thing about this collection of stories is that artwork in 1940 is definitely not as good as the artwork in 1980. And it definitely progresses into better artwork as this comic book goes on. And as a matter of fact, I think in 1966 is where the Joker really established this look opposed to his original look. Now, in the very beginning, and all in the colors, and the color scheme is really wonderful, but it improves definitely in the later comic books. It's a lot more colorful, and the backgrounds are a little bit better in the later comic books. Okay? So, one thing that's interesting about this is the Joker in the 40s was a lot more homicidal. As a matter of fact, the first episode, he injects people with a serum that makes their jaws tighten so they die with a smile on their face. So he was doing that from the very beginning. And there's a little bit of time to where he actually is more silly than he is homicidal, but he's still always dangerous. He's always a dangerous character, but there was a time to where he was more gimmicky than he was a lunatic, you know. Okay, so let me talk about characters in this book. Now, of course, you've got Batman and Robin. You've got the Joker. Now, there is an episode where you've got Superman, and, of course, Lex Luthor teams up with the Joker, and Batman and Superman team up together to fight this team of villains. And you've got a couple of characters that I've never heard of before. There's this one character called Clayface that's a villain of Batman's that I've never heard of before, but I'm surprised because he's actually a really unique type of villain. He's a villain that can change into whatever he wants to be. He's a changeling, I guess you would call it. And he reminds me of the robot, the metal robot from Terminator 2, because he could be whatever he wants to be. And yeah, it was a really interesting character. I'm surprised he wasn't more popular. But yeah, Clayface was in here, and there's another hero. There's an episode when Batman wasn't in it, and they had this other superhero called the Creeper that fights the Joker. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. Plus, they also had one episode to where they had Batgirl and Batwoman, but they were different than Batgirl, the modern Batgirl. You know, the one that I'm familiar with. You know, the one that kind of looks like Batman. These two did not really look like Batman and Robin. You know, that she didn't look like a female Batman. You know what I'm talking about? And yeah, this has got a lot of different characters. Some of the stories I enjoyed more than others, but yeah, most of the stories were pretty entertaining. I loved his schemes. There's one episode to where the Joker creates his own utility belt. You know, of course, the utility belt isn't quite a. They mentioned the utility belt quite a bit in these episodes, and yeah, these comic books were pretty interesting, and I enjoyed them a lot. They, you know, this story right here was probably my least favorite one. The story where he tries to take like ownership of the fish market, and he puts clown faces on all the fish, so all the fish in Gotham City look like him. And it was a really long comic. It was like a 3-parter, and it wasn't really entertaining in my opinion. So pretty much one of my favorite was the one where he made his own utility belt. That was a lot of fun. Another one that was fun was the Superman and Batman partnership. That was really cool. Yeah, and there's a lot of different artists in this, and I really enjoyed a lot of these stories. And yeah, Batman's really cool. Another interesting thing about this is that these were partially Detective Comics and Batman comics, and there's even a Joker comic. You know, Joker had his own comic line as well. And it really reminds me of Spider-Man, because, you know, you had the Amazing Spider-Man, and then you had the Spectacular Spider-Man. And it was like 2 different comic books you could that came out in the same month. So, you know, you had more Spider-Man, and apparently Batman did the same thing. Yeah, and it was really interesting. I really liked him in the beginning when he was really like a homicidal maniac. Another thing about it, in the beginning, the first couple comic books were a little hard to read because the print was very small, and I really had trouble seeing what were a couple words were, because the print was so small and it was all in like handwriting, you know, instead of typed text. So a little bit of the writing in the beginning was hard to see. I kind of wish I had a magnifying glass when I was reading these. But yeah, other than that, this was really cool. I really don't have too many criticisms of this book, and I'm glad that I read this. I've had this for a long time. I have read a couple comic books from this before, but this is the first time I actually sat down and read the whole thing from cover to cover. And this was a hell of an adventure. The Joker is still one of my favorite comic book characters. He always has been. So that's that. Okay, so the next book that I'm going to read is Amazing, Fantastic, and Incredible. This is a memoir, a marvelous memoir of Stan Lee. So this is Amazing, Fantastic, Incredible, Stan Lee. And yeah, this is pretty much the story of Stan Lee. I'm pretty sure you know who Stan Lee is. He's a great imagination, because he came up with a lot of ideas for these superheroes. And Marvel, when it comes to DC and Marvel, I am more of a Marvel fan than I am of a DC fan, because Marvel really has a lot of my favorites. Spider-Man is one of my favorite cartoon characters, if not my favorite. He's neck and neck with Batman. But you also got Wolverine, which is an amazing cartoon character, comic book character. Thor is really amazing. Iron Man is awesomely cool. You've got Captain America, the Hulk, so many, man. The villains of Spider-Man are amazing as well. You know, Doctor Octopus and Green Goblin, Craven, the Vulture. I mean, I really love the Spider-Man villains as well as I love the comic book characters. I really like the Fantastic Four. Doctor Doom is an awesome villain. The Silver Surfer. There's so many Marvel characters that I could go on about. They're really, really amazing. And I have not really been through this book. I haven't even read a page of this yet, but I've been looking forward to reading this for a while. I've had this for about a year, maybe a year and a half, and I've been wanting to get around to reading this, and I'm finally going to get around to reading this. And now I'm going to show you the cover underneath the cover, because this is a hardcover. And yeah, this is a bunch of different faces of characters of Marvel, and it's a pretty cool, I believe that's villains and superheroes. And yeah, that's a pretty cool cover. Although the thing about it is you need the jacket so you can know which book this is. Because this kind of looks like a diary if you didn't know any better. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this. This is going to be book number 25 on the Read What You Own challenge. So I'm really glad that I'm going to finally get around to reading this. So there you go. I'm Peter the Book Lover. I want to thank you for being here. Now, if you like the content, hit the like button. Please let me know what you think in the comments, and that's about it. Oh no, the bat signal. Sorry, I gotta go. The bat signal is calling me. See you next time.